And we are live.
We are
Yo,
hello, hello,
what's
hello.
up? Hello, guys.
And
Welcome.
yes, thank you for taking the time of doing this. I am sure a lot of producers love to have their feedback of their track, so we're good to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, my pleasure. And I hope everybody is doing well. And yeah, let's go to check some demos.
Yes.
The system.
So yeah, to give a little bit of context, we are here to listen some of the submissions of the Amp Studio Remix Challenge that we did in collaboration with the label Confession for the track of Valy Mo and Nessø called Free Your Mind. So far we have 37 entries. We can't listen all the entries, so we made like a pre-selection. And yeah, you guys still have time, like 21 days to still working on your remixes and submit it. And the lucky winner will win a release with Confession and a bunch of different prizes from App Studio, IKEA Multimedia, Dissident Group, TH Plugins, Melody Production, Newfangled Audio, Studio, Minimal Audio, Baby Audio, PSP Audio, where you jam, GeForce, Bliss. So, not
A
bad.
lot of good prices.
Yeah. So there, and even if you don't win the first prize, you have some other prizes for second and third place. So I invite everyone to participate, and if you guys are ready, we can go and listen some of the submissions.
Yeah, let's go.
So we'll start with
I have a question before we start.
yes,
Do you have the link of the live on YouTube? So maybe I can share it on social media. It's gonna like call some
yes,
people to join us.
yes. I will send you back here. So I shared to you via WhatsApp.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So we're gonna start to listen the first one. So we're gonna. So the first one is Kyrie the Hood. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Carry the odd.
Yeah, the odds.
Carry
Yeah,
the odds.
Is odd.
it's
So
hard.
Okay.
maybe he has make
Yeah,
a odd production.
yeah. Maybe it's
Very
remixed out.
original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
So
hope.
let's listen. This guy from Hungary.
Is a state of mind. Theoretically, we live beyond time. So today, it should be no problem for people to realize their things. So today, it should be no problem for people to realize there's
Good.
What do you
Great
think,
drums.
guys?
Yeah, that's a good production. Yeah, I think maybe the only thing that could be like improved, I'd say, it's like the mix in general. Like maybe having kick and bass maybe a bit more upfront. I like the fact that he uses a lot of um, from the original production, like the original track. He made like a good rhythm also with the lead. But yeah, I think maybe more like mixing stuff. The idea is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what you think, Vali.
I always like when there is, especially the second part, the second drop. There is like this build up. I would have seen something more straight to the second drop, something like the drums continue and creating almost like a white noise, and then
Mm,
boom, 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 the drums and bass drum is like coming, so it really creates a contrast. But it's just my opinion. It's already great also like that, and a good play of the bass drums and the kick. Maybe I would have just add some ear candies, like a
yeah,
little synthesizer to catch the attention
yeah, maybe.
during the drop. Overall, good production indeed. Maybe a bit too in the middle, but this can be probably corrected in the mix to have even I would say like more low end. This is what I
Mm.
hear in my headphones. So maybe uh, YouTube is giving this quality, but
Yeah, the quality is
yeah.
not top notch at the moment, but
Okay. So yeah, I guess just a matter of mixing and maybe yeah, add some ear candies. Overall, a great production.
yeah, maybe more tension on the second build, like something a bit crazier, that would like engage more the listeners for the second drop. Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
more tension rising, and that could be like a bit better. But yeah, overall, super nice production. The idea is like it's a modern touch on a like modern bass house touch on the track.
exact.
So
Yeah, true. It
I
has
guess
this.
the idea is really good. Just need maybe a bit more tweaking. Add maybe a tiny bit more of stuff, like maybe another lead, or I don't really know, but yeah, a bit more stuff, I would say.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's almost there.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, but idea pretty dope. So
Yeah,
we're off
I
to a
think
good start.
it's a song that can be playable in a club
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
definitely,
this.
100%.
So let's travel to another country.
We
Let's
love
go
traveling.
to yeah. Let's go to Portugal.
Nice.
So we're gonna listen MPT. Empty. Ah, it's a nice, a nice.
Empty. Yeah, I see.
Good atmosphere already.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
nice intro.
Freedom is a state of mind. Theoretically, we live beyond time. So today, it should be no problem for people to realize
What do you
Wow,
guys think?
Yeah. So
very
okay, on this,
solid.
yeah, on that one, there's quite a lot of stuff to say. So first of all, I really like the arrangement of the remix because he did something different, especially on the first break. Like he introduced it differently. It's nice. The thing that kind of took me off on the second break is that he introduced like a new melody, like this new pads, like which was think very nice. I would have put it on both breaks, and maybe introduce it a bit more. Like a reverse, like you can just play a reverb and then freeze it, and yeah, so before the pads to introduce it. And also, like I don't know if it's the quality of the stream, but some hi-hats, like the drums, were a bit like harsh. So yeah, maybe a bit more mixing on the drums. I think bass was nice. Yeah, so but like the idea was pretty good as well.
I agree. I really like the deep of the bass. I think one more time the quality of the sound of the stream is not able to
Yeah.
give back the full power of the track. But I like this kind of deepness in the bass. And for me, I was not really shocked by this change of synthesizer. It's giving two different versions of the track to play, maybe. But there is one thing that I was feeling a bit frustrated is before the second drop. So the second build up, it's coming, I think, only with the main synthesizer, the main element of Free Your Mind. This
Yeah,
and I think that was there's something missing, like a snare roll to really prepare the people for the second drop, which is like massive and powerful. So for me, if I could give a very important thing to change in this track, that would be this to add more more elements, more noise coming in the second build up. Overall, I really like this one.
yeah,
I
I agree.
agree with the other ideas, with the pads and other elements. But yeah, just this build up can be improved.
Yeah, but I mean, the pad was really nice on the second break. I also love it. I just think it's a bit hard to have it only on the second break and not on the first one, you know? Like
Yeah.
that could have been done, you know, on the first and then the second. So it's not like too abrupt. Like we're like a bit
Mhm.
surprised that when it came in. But other than that, yeah, really good. It's a bit hard to like give really good feedback about the mixing because and I know the quality is not of the live stream is a bit yeah
Yeah, I
degrading. So yeah,
personally more focus on the ideas
yeah.
and
So yeah, same.
elements brings.
Because like I
Yeah.
heard the hi hat was a bit harsh, but maybe it's just because of the stream. So we'll have to check maybe
Mm, I,
also
I think
later.
it was a little. I don't know if it's harsh, but it was really like in your face, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
too loud in the mix.
yeah.
Um, but I
Drums could be
think
a bit.
a good thing is I I don't know if you guys like or not, but I like when a producer try new things to add new things to a remix to give it more a different identity. Because the
Yeah,
problem sometimes with remixes is like too similar to the original.
yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah,
so at least he
yeah.
takes some risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
This one stand out for that. I completely agree.
mm,
And also, like the arrangement is different, which is nice. You know, it
mm,
took a risk in that, and it gave like the atmosphere and pads during the first break was also like a good idea.
mm.
So yeah,
Okay, so
a great one.
big up empty from Portugal.
Congrats, yeah.
Yeah,
So we're gonna go to another country now. Going to Italy.
Italia.
Italia.
Freedom is a state of mind. We own, we love, we are joy. So delay, outstanding time. For creeping taste and dreams. The arcade. We are like a style of sex. To be the president. I must have one. Freedom.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So that one is fire. I mean, the
That one's really
idea.
different.
Yeah, exactly. So he really took a risk. The arrangement, creative wise, is like top notch. The idea is amazing. The only thing is mixing wise that could be improved, in my opinion. Like a lot of aspects, but like the idea is really great and really different. I also don't think it fits the genre fits confession because it's like a bit noisier and a bit dubstep. So yeah, but other than that, I mean that's a crazy remix in this style. I really love it.
Yeah, very great ideas, and indeed, I feel the inspiration of Noisia. I don't know if that's the case, but it has this dark and slow vibe that they had in some of their track that we all love. And I would maybe just say the kick is not the one I would choose for this track. It sounds too round, maybe too how can I say, in industry preset, something like the first
Mm,
kicks that you have in your DAW. I would have choose something more like deep and maybe with a little metallic sound or hi-hat to really roll the track all along. But overall, yeah, that's great
yeah,
ideas. And
but he can always clip his kick to have something like more squarey, and it will
something
give
like
like
that. Yeah,
yeah, a better feeling for the vibe of this track.
yeah.
But and also I really like how he played with the synths on the drop. Like he used the original synths, but in a really interesting way. So yeah, big up for that. Um,
Good one.
I
Yeah.
just don't think it's the right genre for confession again. But yeah, other than that, like with few mixing adjustments, this one can be like dope, like to play like a special remix or something, you know.
Why not making like just an idea? It's true that unfortunately it's not what they used to release, so it could be complicated for the submission. But why not trying a house part, making a house, and like the second drop, because I see the song is like only 2 minutes, so why not
Mm.
making the second drop as this one, and then launch again to a third part, which is back to house, something like that, to surprise the people a bit. That could be interesting.
Yeah,
A
they
little
still
advice.
have 20 days to try stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's still
So,
room to
oh, that's
change.
great. So, no,
A
really
great
a
idea.
different take.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cosmic
definitely.
vibes. The idea is really
So,
creative.
big up Cosmic Vibe from Italia.
Yeah.
So now we're going to USA.
McGluck.
My clock. So let's check this out. My clock from United States. All right. That was different too.
Very
Yeah,
different, very dreamy.
I
yeah,
was
very
waiting
dreamy.
for the drop.
So again, maybe I'm not the best to give advice or feedback on this because this is not my how can I say, my music scene. Like I'm not into um, synthwave and yeah, lo-fi stuff. So yeah, maybe like I cannot really give like a proper advice feedbacks. But yeah, again, I think unfortunately this is not the right genre for confession. But production wise, the only thing that took me off a bit on the first, let's say, build before the drop, it was like super quiet on that part. I don't
Ah,
know if you guys noticed, but
I had the same
yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had a little bass coming, a Reese bass maybe,
Mm,
in fade, something like that, to um, to join and cover this silence. Maybe the
Mm,
same feedback on this song.
yeah.
yeah.
Was super quiet and then it kind of rised up a bit, but a bit yeah, too quiet in my opinion.
Mm. Still
I would
work to do.
say something different. Yeah.
So now we are going to another country. I think you know this one. La France.
France. Ah, yeah. From Strasbourg. This is where I come from. Strasbourg.
Ah,
Beautiful
so
city. Very lot of flowers and culturally very German also.
mm.
In the border of Germany.
So let's listen Javier Grant. Ouais. C'était
All
extended
right.
version.
Yes, yes. Love the bass. Love the bass in the beginning, and I gonna start with the feedback. I feel like the little wood block is maybe not necessary. It takes me a bit out of the track of the dark side of the track, but I really do love the element of kick and bass together and the use of the main synthesizer of Free Your Mind, um, which is, I could say, being kick in the first part and then joined by the clap right after. I think that's a great idea to play like that. I really loved it like this. Um, and maybe to remove the wood blocks, and one more time, as I said for another remix before, to add some ear candies, because the track is long and some part
Yeah.
could be a little bit repetitive. I think that's the genre that want that, but yeah, just like some little synthesizer here and there, some little hooks or something like that would complete the track, which is having a really good bass already.
Yes, maybe we could do this one in French because he's from France. I don't know.
Oui, oui, c'est vrai, c'est vrai. Je ne sais
Just
pas
forget to mention.
si je ne sais pas
Vas-y.
si Xavier, we continue in French. Xavier,
If he's
es-tu
watching or
dans
not,
le chat? Est-ce que tu regardes?
Mm,
from
Mets-nous
Strasbourg.
un commentaire. Xavier, if you are with us, can you put a comment in the chat? I don't know. It's what, 2 p.m. in France, 2 or 3 p.m.
mm.
Yeah, Alphas too.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's having lunch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you're working, something like that.
Oh,
But
you
if
guys
he wants
can
to
do it.
rewatch the stream, I don't know. Well, it's as you want, guys.
Yeah. So
Go for it.
I'm gonna tell in French quickly.
Vas-y.
Donc, pour moi, la basse et le kick s'entremettent vraiment bien. Et j'ai adoré l'idée que le synthé principal de Free Your Mind soit kické une première fois sur une barre et rejoint par le clap par la suite sur la même barre. Je trouve que ça donne un très bon groove, un bon rythme. Après, j'aurais juste retiré les petits woodblocks qui sonnent trop mignons en fait sur la track qui est vraiment dark. Et peut-être un peu plus de petits synthés ici et là pour catcher un peu, pour donner un peu de variation sur ces barres qui sont assez longues. Mais je reconnais que peut-être c'est le style qui veut ça, c'est le style du morceau un peu plus deep, un peu plus long. Et voilà, c'est mon feedback en français.
Okay, so I'm also do it in French. So first of all, sorry, I'm back. I had a connection problem apparently. So ouais, j'ai pas tout écouté en entier du coup, mais je pense que à partir du moment où je suis arrivé, c'était plus ou moins la même chose. Je pense que l'idée était bonne aussi, mais peut-être un poil trop statique dans le drop. Je sais pas ce que
Un
t'en
peu
pensais
trop
toi, Valy Mo?
répétitif, j'ai
Ouais,
trouvé.
juste un petit peu trop.
D'où
Les éléments
l'idée
étaient
de
sympas.
mettre un peu plus
Ouais,
de petits
c'est ça.
synthés, de petits synthés et, ouais, et
Ou peut-être
d'éléments.
juste, c'est ça, de switcher un petit peu plus le track. L'idée était sympa, il y avait une idée d'un groove qui était mis, mais ouais, je verrais peut-être plus d'éléments, plus jouer avec le synthé par exemple, prendre peut-être le track un petit peu plus intéressant sur ce point-là, et un peu plus dynamique aussi. Donc ça, ce serait vraiment mon plus gros feedback. Mais voilà, sinon le reste, franchement, l'idée était sympa dans
Une
le
bonne
style.
base. Ouais, une
Ouais.
bonne base et qui peut s'améliorer et
C'est
encore
ça,
le temps.
exactement. Ouais. Mais la base était très bonne en tout cas, ça y a rien à
Ouais.
dire.
Bon, super. Ok, big up Javier Grant. Xavier. So now we're going to Netherlands.
Later.
I know him.
Yeah, it seems like he's
Yeah, yeah.
already.
It's a side project.
Yeah, it's a side project. Yeah, he's doing great
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, let's check this out. Wow.
Good. Powerful.
Sounds really, really clean. But I don't know. You gave nothing to say.
Sorry,
Yeah.
also I forgot to unmute. So yeah, so very good one. Really like it. And yeah, compared to the other remixes, this one has like enough elements to it, and yeah, so that was the opposite. I really like the first 8 bar of the drop. I think it was really powerful. But maybe after the first 8 bar, like this is my main feedback, in my opinion, is that it started to be a bit too messy. I don't know if you guys could agree, but there was like a bit too much elements after the first 8 bars. It was like, yeah, maybe I would remove a synth or something in the second part of the drop, basically, to have something a bit more clear. And yeah, as you know, less is more. And yeah, I think elements are there, but yeah, I think could be played in a better manner and to have something a bit clearer. Yeah, that's my main feedback. But other than that, really good. Also, maybe the drums, like mixing on the drums, like hi-hat was really loud as well. Maybe a bit harsh, but yeah. Yeah, anyway, that's my main feedback for this one, but super great idea.
I agree. Maybe in general, a little cleanup of the track and
Yeah.
something like this, probably like an extended version. But I feel like some parts were maybe a bit long with like many great ideas, but it needs to have like a choice of which ideas you want to keep, which elements,
Put in the front.
and
Yeah.
and yeah, so a little cleanup of the track. And I have one main things to say is that the treble elements, like in the second drop, it's a voice, like a girl yelling, and I think in the first drop, I don't remember if it was also in the second drop, but in the first drop, there is a synthesizer doing tick, 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 kind of treble. It's hard to reproduce it, but maybe you see what I mean. These treble elements are a bit off in the mix. They are really low, and it feels like they are behind. And if they are bringing more in front, that could be really great. That could give a more body to the track. Yeah, that's my main
Yeah.
the main thing
But-
I would say.
By
But
the
I think-
way,
Yeah.
by the way, later is on the chat.
Oh,
Later.
Hey,
Yes,
later.
he's there with us.
cool. So yeah, I think the idea is really great, but overall a bit too many elements, especially on the drops. It feels like a bit messy. But like the first 8 bar, like the root of the track for me is there. Like the kick and bass relationship is good, while it's powerful, and I think you could like construct around that, but just like few elements around this kick and bass and keep like this groove towards the whole drops. Yeah, and I think it could be like a really a solid one, just
Yeah,
with like few adjustments and a bit of mixing. Yeah, that one is really solid.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
He say thanks, boys.
You're welcome.
Thank you later for your remix. So
Yeah,
great.
thank you so much. Really great one, and can't wait to see the rest.
Yeah.
I will
Let's-
just go. Sorry guys, I just stand up like 3 seconds. I come back.
No problem.
No worries.
I'll prepare the new track, and maybe we can take this opportunity to remind people that they still have like 20 days to submit their remix or to make changes if they
Yeah.
want. So you guys still have time.
Deadline is June 17th. So
Yes.
yeah, there's still room.
Yeah. So are you good? Guys,
All good.
to
Yeah.
listen.
Just
We're gonna listen band from Germany.
It's one of the Makla boys.
Freedom is a state of mind. Theoretically, we live beyond time. So today, it should be no problem for people to realize their things.
Wow.
Great,
Great
bouncy.
one. Yeah, super bouncy, really bouncy oriented kick and bass. Really love it. So yeah, that one was really really great. Not a lot of things to say, to be honest. But yeah, the bounce on the kick and the bass is right. This one can be played like in a club easily, like anywhere. That has a nice bounce to it. Maybe one feedback would be on the drums. I don't know if you had the same feeling or not, but maybe the clap and the hi-hat could use a little bit more short reverb, because it was like a bit dry to me. But it's hard to tell because like the sound is a bit like in a bathroom at the moment with the live stream. But yeah, I would say like short reverb on this a bit more if there is already. And yeah, other than that, yeah, it's really great. Not a lot of things to say. Yeah, I really like this kick and bass. This works, you know. So yeah, great one, Vent.
Great one indeed, and I had the same feedback. I wasn't thinking about the little reverb, but I think that could be a good idea indeed to give more body to the track. For me, the clap, indeed, the clap snare was the problem that could be changed to something more like either a clap, either a snare, and maybe with a little reverb. Indeed, that could be a great idea.
Yeah,
But
short reverb on the.
overall, great. Maybe that's just a personal opinion. Maybe in the second build-up, there is only one synthesizer coming
Mm.
as a fade, a bit like that, and I would have had maybe more elements. I don't know, like a melody, a chord, or something like that to join this
Yeah,
synthesizer,
I
which
agree.
is a bit alone. And after that, nothing else to say. So it's great one also. Yeah.
Yeah, but it had like the most important thing, which is the kick and the bass for this genre. So yeah, it's like to me, it's 90% there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just short reverb in parallel, you know, on the bus. That will make a cool difference, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe it did, but I would like increase it a tiny bit.
Awesome. So big up, Bent.
Yeah, big
Great
up because
remix.
yeah, it's a great one.
Great work. So now we're going to another completely continent,
Oh,
Argentina.
Niesel.
So let's
Nice.
check this out.
Whoa.
Wow. Ah, I love this one. Really love
Yeah,
this
I
one.
love it. Great one. I have to say,
Outstanding.
first of all, the sound design. Whoa. Like
Yes. Yeah.
big
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
that because sick sound design on the drop, like this lead scenes, like the like was really nice. Well done, mates. Really love it. Yeah, it's a great remix for sure. Um, maybe my well, my main feedback would be that uh, this lead is playing like the whole time, like almost the same, so it's a bit more static. But I think it's a bit hard to make it like a bit more moving in this kind of style. So yeah, it's a bit hard, but yeah. And also like the second build, while the both builds, like the snare drum was a bit too straight in my opinion. Like I would see like a bit more groove in these, but that's a minor thing. It can be easily adjust. Yeah, other than that, I think just like a bit more movement, because it's always repeating the same on the melody. But also I like at the end he like used like a pitch. He pitched this leads was really nice. So yeah, not a lot of things to say actually. It's a great remix for sure, and mixing wise, it's sounding great.
Indeed. Indeed. Great one. I feel like the use of this screeching synthesizer
Yes,
all
screech.
along indeed can be having some more variation, and maybe I feel like it's maybe not a sample, but it's from a VST or something like that. So I think it's possible to bring variation and to play with it to make it going here and there and a little bit more crazy. So that's actually a great thing because it offers the possibility to bring this variation in the track.
Mm.
And I feel like um, this screech synthesizer is really reminding the main lead of Free Your Mind, but in a different and modern way. So that's just
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
I'm really praising this this choice. Um, I'm
yeah.
reading.
Really creative.
I was putting some notes. Tick, tick, tick. Maybe the only thing that I would say is also to use more bass. At some parts, it sounds a bit empty when the main bass is very dry, and maybe I don't know, could be filling this empty part with another bass or making it longer with a bit of release or something like that to make it sounds less dry. Yeah, that's for me the only elements. But wow, this one is really solid and totally what we could wait from a remix and a modern twist from the original version. So yeah, congrats. This one is
Yeah,
for me really outstanding.
yeah. I agree with you. So yeah, big up Niziel. That's a great one, and yeah, like sound design, everything, yeah, top notch. So yeah, big up.
Well, that were great. So we are arriving to the end. So we were gonna listen the last one. So we're traveling to Mexico. So we're gonna listen Marcos Martinez.
Whoa.
Good.
Yeah, amazing
Very
one. Like,
tropical.
yeah, exactly. And like the drums, wow, they were smacking. Like
Yeah.
drums were really really nice. I really love that one. I think it's one of my favorite for sure. I personally think this one also really fits the confession vibe, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, there is like a lot of things to say actually. I love the fact that he use and he play with different vocals because it
Yes.
kind of open like a new dimension to this track, you know. And I don't know what he did, if he used like AI or not, but like some words were saying "free your mind" as the original. He played with the original vocal and some new ones. So like great idea on that, I have to say. And also I've put some notes, but like these little scenes coming after the first 8 bar was also really nice. Uh, like to not let the tracks too static. He put that to make like a cool variation. I really love it. And yeah, like overall, that's a super dope remix. And the mix is really great. There's like, to be honest, there is nothing that's pop-ups in my mind to give feedbacks on because yeah, it's a great one. I don't know what you think, Vali, if you have feedbacks that could be improved on it, but great one.
Basically, the same thing. I'm praising this one, and loved also how the different voices are saying "lose your mind, free your mind" and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's really a great idea to play with it. It's reminding the original one. I have an advice to give to improve this one. Actually, it's not really to change something, but it's to improve. I really love one song from Ugel and Tom and Z, which is named Teke Teke. And this song really reminds me about Teke Teke, um, but as a remix of Free Your Mind. So I really love the idea that this song Teke Teke, I love it, and it's being similarly to be used as a remix for Free Your Mind. Like the two tracks are blending actually.
Mm,
I don't know if you see what I mean,
more or less, yeah.
guys.
He get inspired by the
Yeah,
that
you get
song
Maybe,
to
inspired.
make the
maybe
Yeah.
yes. And I advise you guys, if you don't know this track, to check it because it's a great one. And in this song, Teke Teke, there is a little steel drums that being played along to bring a melody. And I think maybe this is what this remix needs. At some times after the first drop, the first bars of the drop, there is this little steel drums, or it can be another instrument, but playing a little melody to go along, and that is what gives this twist to Teke Teke, and that can be used in this remix to make it uh, maybe not perfect, but really the final touch, the cherry on
Okay.
top for me.
Okay. Yeah. Why not? Uh, I don't know this track, to be honest, but of course, if it's usual, it's a dope producer, so I imagine it's a great track for sure. I might check it. But I
Ah,
think the one from Marcus Martinez is more like tech house oriented. Like it's not Afro house, of course. And also like I personally think in those kind of tech houses, like the line between bass house and tech house is really thin. By that I mean it's really close to, it's like a good crossover between bass house and tech house, even though it's more tech house ish. Like yeah, it's a bit in between, you know, because there is like a lot of drums from tech house, I would say. But if you pay attention to this bass, it's like, you know, a bit of a bass house bass kind of, like it gives the feels of a
yeah,
bass house, you know. So that's why I really love it. It's a super good crossover between those two styles, and this one has definitely its place in the podium for sure. Like,
Yeah.
well, at the
absolutely
moment
outstanding.
we don't
Yeah,
have all the remixes, but it's one of the best for sure, in my opinion.
Marcus is on the chat and say thank for your coming, guys.
Thank you, Marcus.
Great one, Marcus. Thank you for your remix.
So I think we will wrap this up. So just remind to the people out there that there are still 21 days to work on your remix, to improve it, to make one if you didn't make one yet.
To finish
and yeah, and you maybe will have the chance to get signed with Confession and won more than 2,000 euros in prizes. So really worth it. And want to thank you guys. Want to thank Amp Studio, Confession, and well, if you have no check Amp Studio yet, it's a really great old IDO that it doesn't look to replace like classic does. It's more like if you want to collab with someone, or if you want to get access to an idea when you don't have your computer with you. So no, it's a great tool. So I want to thank you everyone that get connected, that was connected to the stream today too, and yeah, maybe we'll do something similar to announce the winner. Who knows?
Why not?
Yeah, could be a great idea. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we had a lot of great remixes, so it would be nice to do the same.
And usually, like my experience tell me, like people wait until the last second to submit the final remix. So I'm sure there's a lot of great ones that we were gonna discover just at the end.
But we already had great one today.
Yeah. So big up to everyone that participate on the stream, and yeah, see you guys the next time.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.